Good morning, students. Today we will be reading about the arguments in support of democracy. In the previous video, we had discussed the arguments against democracy. What all points are in support of democracy? The first point says that it is accountable government because it represents the needs of the people. Democracy, as you all know, people vote for their representative. That means now the representative, it is understood that they understand the needs of the people in a better way. So they will work to support the people. They will not work against the people. So it represents the needs of the people. The second, it is based on consultation and discussion. If for India also, if we see, if any bill need to be passed, if any decision the government want to take, first the bill will be passed in Lok Sabha, then Rajya Sabha, that means around 800 people will discuss on that matter. Then only the thing will be done. So, if 800 people are thinking, discussing on that matter, that means the decision will be better. Quality decision will be there. If a single person is doing all the work, there is chance that he may commit any mistake. But if so many people are consulted before, then the decision will be of good quality. So this leads to a quality decision. Then it deals with differences. Whenever people are there together, there will be differences. Diversity will be there. Now, it is very important to accommodate that diversity, to find out a peaceful solution of the problem. And democracy has that quality. A dictatorship cannot have a peaceful solution of all the problems. Next chapter in history, you will be reading about Nazism and the rise of Hitler. Hitler, whatever he thought is correct, he was doing that because it was not a democracy. He thought a particular group of people are not suitable to live in Germany. He ordered to kill them because they are not good. It is impossible that a particular section of the society is not good. There may be few person, 1, 2 or 3 people of a particular group may not be very good. But it is not that the whole community is wrong. But here in democracy it is not possible. They will find out a solution. If any section is lagging behind, the government can give some preference to that community. They also come in the mainstream through reservation or other such method. So all are together in democracy. And there can be some such solution in democracy. Next, political equality. That is, it is commonly said, democracy enhances the dignity of citizen. Dignity of citizen does not mean that government will just join their hand and do this. It means that everyone is equal. This is the dignity. The value of vote of a very ultra rich person and an ordinary citizen, a poor person is same. A highly educated person and an illiterate person, the value of vote is same. So this is the dignity which democracy gives to the citizen. That they treat everyone equal. Wherever equality is there, that means dignity is there. And coming to the last point, there is a room to correct mistake. It is said that human beings are prone to do mistake. There can be mistaken by any government, whether it is democracy, dictatorship, monarchy or exercise. And every government, there is chance that it may commit mistake. But in democracy, there is a chance to overcome that, to rectify that mistake. And that can be through judiciary or government can, there can be public interest litigation, etc. can be filed that this decision of the government was not correct, should again look at it. So there is chance that government will correct its own mistake. And still if it is not doing, after 5 years the government can be changed. Clear? Now if we compare democracy and a non-democratic country, democracy, it is a responsible government. It will take care of the people, its people. Next, there is possibility of good laws, the decision will be good. Political education. The leaders give political education through different ways. They will always tell what they have done good If the ruling party is not doing something good, the opposition will educate the people that the ruling party is doing this thing wrong and that thing wrong. That means politically educated citizens will be there. Next, it is based on the idea of liberty and fraternity. Liberty means freedom, freedom of speech, expression. There is a fraternity, brotherhood. People are together, that we have to be together so that we can oppose or support any particular decision. Then it is based on equality. Everyone is equal in democracy. No one is superior or inferior. It is based on the will of the people. Maximum people will vote for a party, that party will become the ruling party. So it is all upon the people. Next, if we see non-democratic countries, now non-democratic country, people cannot criticize the government. They cannot even think of opposing the ruling party or government. This you have done wrong. It is not possible to speak against them. Election, it is not possible. Or some countries like China, where elections are there, but actually it is not election, it is just a formality. So elections are not there. There is no opposition. If elections are not there, opposition will not be there in parliament. Nobody will oppose. All are of the same party, same ideology. So opposition cannot be there. People are on the mercy of the rulers. If a dictator is there, like North Korea, etc., it is all upon the mercy of the ruler. It is said that the ruler of North Korea, he has assigned a particular hairstyle. Everyone has to wear the same hairstyle. So it is all upon the mercy of the ruler. No one can even aspire for any big post. That means an ordinary person, he cannot think of a superior post of prime minister, president. But in a democracy, an ordinary citizen can reach to the topmost position in a country. Like in India, we see Lal Bahadur Shastri ji. He was from ordinary family and he became the prime minister of country. Presently, Narendra Modi, he was from an ordinary family, but he has reached to the top position. So there are many such examples that an ordinary person has reached to the highest position of the country. So this is the, like we can say, the best part of democracy, that anyone can become ruler if he or she has the ability. But it is not possible in a non-democratic country. Clear? Okay, next is democracy can be a direct democracy and representative democracy. Practically, when we say democracy, it means people will take the decision, that means all the people will sit together and take the decision. That is direct democracy, which was for a long time in Switzerland. Some parts of Switzerland it was practiced, some cantons of Switzerland. Direct democracy was there, few people were there, so they were able to sit together and take decision. Like Gram Sabha in India, there is the practice of Gram Sabha in Gram Panchayat, where people sit together and take decision. But everywhere it is not possible. So now the most common form of democracy is representative democracy, like in India we are having. We choose our representative, that from the whole constituency we choose one ruler, one representative, and he will sit in the capital. Suppose member of parliament is there, that means he will sit in Delhi and take the decision on behalf of the whole constituency. 4-5 lakh people who are there, he will take the decision. So here the definition is, when majority of the people rule through their elected representative, it is known as representative democracy. It is the most common form of democracy. And why it is most common or popular? Because it is physically impossible for a large population to sit together and take decision. If we just take example of India, around 130 crore is the population. In that, suppose 100 crore are the voters. For example, if we take, it is practically impossible that 100 crore people will sit in Delhi and then they will take the decision, okay, we want this bill to be passed. It is nearly impossible. Nearly, no, it is completely impossible. So first is, it is practically not possible. Second, all the citizens do not have time, desire and skill. There are three things. They are not having time. कि कौन दिल्ली जाएगा और डिसीजन लेगा, सेकंड डिजायर, इच्छा के लिए कौन जाए, एंड थर्ड they do not have skill. If there is something on the economy, major decision is taken, suppose they are deciding how we should do to promote economy, an ordinary person, he is not having any knowledge of economy, तो मैं जाके क्या करूँगा, what I will do? So these three are the important things which does not allow this kind of democracy. All the citizens do not have time, desire and skill to take part in all the decisions. So representative democracy is becoming popular. If we are representing this person, he will take decision on our behalf. We think that he is good, so he will be taking decision. Clear? Though democracy is considered to be the best form of government, it is not an ideal form of government. There is a slight difference in both these words. Democracy is considered very good. Whatever types of governance we are having, in that democracy is very good, but still it needs to be improved. And with time it will improve. There are certain problems still there in democracy, that every citizen does not play equal role in decision making. There is certain larger section who believe in particular ideology, the government will work according to them only. That most of the people think this, so we are doing this thing. But that means everyone is not happy. There is a section of society which is unhappy also. Then democracy does not provide social and economic equality, although it is giving political equality. The value of each vote is equal. But there are certain people who are rich, some are poor. Socially, there are differences. So it is not giving equality in all the senses. And then it is run by few powerful people, they are more powerful, so they generally take all the decisions, they get a better chance in democracy because they are rich or they are like many people support them. So there are certain like problems also associated with democracy, that a particular group is always being benefited, etc. So there can be some such limitation. But still, whatever methods we are having of governance, in that democracy is best. But it will improve with time. It will evolve. Day by day, democracy is evolving, and a day will come when it will overcome these problems also. Clear?